Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bell of Souls with
Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
and we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Evan!
Yes.
What'd you bring today, man?
Arr, matey.
Arr!
I brought 7th Sea. This is a swashbuckling RPG set in a fantasy realm, very loosely based off of 16th and 17th century Europe.
Age of Sail?
Yeah,
Okay,
basically.
yeah.
But there's like fantasy elements to it.
Okay, cool.
It is a D10 roll and keep everything system.
Okay.
We can explain what that is when we go over the book.
D10s, I like
But yeah,
it.
it's
Okay.
different from D&D and Pathfinder and those kind of RPGs. It's a different
Alright.
system. But yeah, that's basically the overview.
So we got some sailboats going
Yes.
on. We got 16th, 17th century Europe.
Yes.
We got a different D10
Monarchies,
type of system.
kingdoms,
Pirates,
swashbuckling,
privateering.
privateering.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. Let's take a look inside 7th Sea. All right, we have 7th Sea. This is the core rulebook.
Arr, matey.
R. Yep. Begin your journey through the amazing world of Thea in the role-playing game of swashbuckling and intrigue.
Yeah, so Thea's like the fantasy realm that this takes place in.
Quick
And we'll
look at the
see,
back.
it looks strangely like a certain continent on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see at the very front. Let's open that up. What does that look like?
Looks like America.
Yeah?
Nope.
No.
Nope. It looks very much like Europe. East,
Yeah,
as
like
you
here's the
can see.
Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah.
They,
Italy got, it's more like a shoe.
here's the shoe.
Yeah.
This is like Greece.
I don't know. There's
UK is just
UK.
weird. And then, you know,
Netherlands, yeah.
Anyway, so this is the land of Thea.
Yeah.
Thea.
Thea?
Yeah. So that's good detail. Different areas of the
Just
map.
gives you an idea. This is kind of the geography of the land.
Yep.
Table of contents. We'll go through this real quick. It's got your basics of hey, welcome to the planet.
Now this is a very narrative-based game. Like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna find that out soon, but like, it's more narrative-driven instead of stat-driven.
Yes.
Kind of like Star Wars.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good way to put that. You've got your hero creation, which we'll skim through really quickly. We'll talk about how to play the game. I think that's what a lot of folks are going to be more interested in.
about, yeah.
There is magic in the game. It's not just swashbuckling. There is
Yeah.
magic involved. Dueling, which is one-on-one duels. Sailing, which obviously it's a pirate game.
Yeah.
And this talks about the bad guys, secret society, and the game master stuff. We probably won't go through all of these sections, but I do want to skip over to the action and drama
Yeah, let's do it.
just to talk about how this game kind of works. This is probably the most important thing,
166.
how to play. It is a D10 system, which we
Yes, D10.
mentioned earlier.
It's kind of a pool system too.
Yeah, it's a roll your die and keep your pool. When you're creating your character, you're going to have your traits and your stats, or traits and skills.
Yep.
Your basic traits are your brawn, finesse, resolve, wits, and panache.
Yeah.
Those cover things like strength checks and traditional RPGs or dex checks, things like that. You're also going to have an appropriate skill. So let's say I wanted to shoot somebody. I'm probably going to have to use my finesse and my aim, things like that. Let's say I wanted to punch somebody. I'll probably have to check my brawn and my brawl.
Yep.
Let's say I want to try to convince someone of something. Probably going to be my panache and my convince.
Right.
Or if I want to have an intellectual debate, could be
Yeah.
my
So
wits plus convince.
You're adding your pool based off of the two stats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. You're having your die pool based on that, plus any other modifiers like probably gear and equipment, but we'll get into that. Every time you do something or have a scene, there's going to be a risk involved of trying to do something. That's up to the GM to try to describe that.
Mm-hmm.
The game has a really simple example here. In this example, the GM is there's a castle room you're in, and there's a fire, and you have to get out. What do you want to do? Kind of player. That's the first step is describe the scene, and the player says, "I want to cut down the chandelier and use the rope to climb to safety." And the GM will say, "Cool, that's a risky maneuver."
Yeah.
How that works? To cut the rope down, it's going to take your brawn and let's say your athletics to pass. To successfully do the classic chandelier swing out. Okay, cool. And again, the GM, it's up to GM discretion.
Right.
The player, obviously there's more narrative going on here, but I don't know why you're in a burning room with a chandelier. Anyway, there's going to be risks and there's going to be rewards or opportunities for the risks. How those work, in this situation, the GM says you need to you need to get a certain amount of raises, which we'll go over here in a second. But there's a consequence to your risks. So let me back up here. The GM says you need to have 1 raise to get to the other side of the room. Again, it's on fire. The consequences of this.
There is a risk here.
Yeah, you can do it, but if you fail the risk, you'll get burned. You need to spend 2 raises to avoid the flames. So there's 2 separate raises there. You can also see a pile of papers on the table dangerously close to the fire. The papers seem to be private letters written between a known villain and a local sheriff. That's an opportunity. You can spend 1 raise to grab the letters on your way out. And it's going to take 1 raise to get out of the room successfully. The consequences, if you fail, you take 2 wounds, or you can spend 1 raise per room to avoid getting burned entirely. And the opportunity is you can spend 1 more raise to do that.
Yeah.
So Evan, what the heck is a raise?
That's a good question. I've been asking myself that my entire life.
Right. So how it works is you're going to roll your dice pool.
And the number of dice is based off of your skill and your attribute. Okay. Yeah.
That's your dice pool. You're going to roll those. And it's a D10 system, and you're looking for
they're all D10s.
Yeah. Right. You're looking for sets of 10. So if you roll a 10...
That's 1 raise.
That's 1 raise. If you roll 2 5s, that equals 10, that's 1 raise.
Now what if you roll 2 9s?
If you roll 2 9s, that is 1 raise. The overflow doesn't count
towards another
one.
Okay.
So it's sets of dice to equal 10 or more.
Okay.
But and you just lose the extra.
Right.
The extra
so going over 10 doesn't give you any bonuses, though.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Now there is a bonus though. Say you have a dice pool of 6, and you roll in this situation. You rolled a 10, a 7, a 5, 5, 2, and 2.
Right.
That you can make 3 sets of 10 out of. You get a 10 for the first raise, a 5, 2 5s is a 10, and a 7 and 4 is 11.
Oh, 7 4. Yeah.
That's 1 raise. In this example, though, let's say you roll a 10, a 9, 9, and a 7. You get the 1 raise from the 10. The 9 plus 7 is a raise, and the leftover 9 is just lost.
Because you can't
use
it.
Lost.
Why not?
If you have any unused dice, the DM can choose to buy them from you. If the DM chooses to buy them from you, they get to roll them later. But you get a hero point, and they get a danger point.
Ooh.
So, and that's kind of how it works. And you use your raises, you spend your raises. In this situation, they got 3 raises, so they chose to get the blackmail papers, get out of the room, and avoid 1 of the wounds.
Interesting.
So they still take the burn.
Yeah.
But they got the papers and they got out.
Huh.
So that's kind of the trade-off there. And there's improvising and stuff like that. We won't get into all that, but that's the core mechanic of the game. Anytime you come across a challenge, there's going to be certain risks and consequences involved.
Yeah.
And your associated die pool, you're trying to roll those dice to get sets of 10 to overcome those challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it gets into, again, later, we're going to talk about, we're not going to go over everything, but there are the duels and things like that. Secret societies, those are the bad guys.
Yeah. Because, I mean, well, they don't have to be bad guys.
I mean,
you can have a secret society, that's good.
This is a sailing game, so there's a lot of boats.
Right, that's important.
Yeah, how to sail, what's a sailor, all that fun stuff. I was trying to find the duels.
Too excited.
Yeah. So, remember in Princess Bride when they had, like, you know, I found Capafeo, cancels on Agrippa. You know, that whole scene. This is kind of a little bit of that.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's different fighting styles and things like that. So
that's fun.
It's fun. And then you get to the sorcery. Again, there is some magic in here, which we won't cover.
Too much, but...
Yeah, that's...
It is a fantasy realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have unguents. Well, depending on what the spells are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Thirst. That sounds bad. Let me skip back over here. So that's the action genre. We talked about that. You want to talk about the world a little bit?
Sure. Listen.
Yeah. This is a swashbuckling and sorcery style game.
Yeah, and like we said, it's based off like 16th and 17th century Europe.
Yeah.
But it is a fantasy realm, so there is sorcery.
Yep.
There are different like kingdoms. In like, so for instance, the Far East is like, what is the Crescent Kingdom? Or
Crescent Kingdom is
and whatnot, and they're also based off of different European. So here's the Crescent Kingdom and stuff like that.
Crescent Empires, use us.
Like
Vodacce.
Yeah. Vodacce is based on Greece and stuff like that. So there is some familiarity with it. Where are we going? Let's go.
That's a short story to kind of get you
into the realm.
Into the realm. Yep.
But there's like this kind of breaks down big main points you can do. There's piracy and adventure. There's swashbuckling. There's even archaeology and exploration, which is a lot of fun. Diplomacy, intrigue, romance, and revenge, and then that's it.
It's really just the type of game. This is an RPG setting in this world, so really you can do whatever you want. But those are the type of stories this game is really good at telling. But then you can always make up your own.
But then also you might be wondering, well, what's outside of that? They actually go over that. And then there's also adventure books, just like any main RPG, really. There's add-on books that add on places like outside of Thea and stuff like that. So there is that to consider as well.
Again, it's a role-playing game designed for campaigns, long play. It's not just a one-done type thing.
Yeah, here's an old-timey map of Thea.
Old-timey.
Old-timey.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Oops. I don't know what else to cover, man, because it's an RPG.
I think we covered enough. I mean, we don't want to spoil too much, like with the story and whatnot.
I don't want to go over the secret societies because if you're playing the game, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, this book does come shrink wrapped for a reason. So.
Right. But go check it out. 7th Sea.
This is the second edition, of course.
This is the second edition, so it's been out before, but.
Yeah, but they've updated the rule set and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I really like the mechanics. I like that die pool system.
Die pool. I've always loved dice pools for RPGs.
I like that you're not looking for a target number. You're actually looking to hit, add up all your dice.
And find out, and make sets out of the dice.
Make sets of 10, yeah. So it's cool. And then even the dice you don't use can be used to
later. Yeah.
One of the things too is those hero points. You can spend those hero points for bonuses for later. It's like maybe you get an extra D10 roll. Maybe you spend a hero point to help out a friend get 3 extra dice.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
That's what adds the cooperative.
Co-opetition.
Co-opetition.
No,
it's
cooperative adventure.
Cooperative, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
But it is a narrative game, RPG, pretty cool stuff. Let's hop out for a really quick recap. Well, that was 7th Sea.
Yes.
I gotta say, I like that system.
It's an interesting system. Building that pool and then spinning out of that pool, very interesting.
It's just it's different enough to make it unique. Yeah. And then I really like the setting too, like the core intrigue. Swashbuckling pirate. Who doesn't want to go on a pirate adventure?
Right.
I mean, not in real life. Maybe.
And get that booty.
Right. Exactly. Right.
And drink the rum.
Get the rum. Get the booty. Yeah. But it seems like a really cool a setting and really cool system overall. Yeah. Let's crunch some numbers on this bad boy real fast. 7th Sea, who's this from?
This is from Wick. John Wick Presents. So I mean, John Wick is the creator of it.
Okay.
We're not talking about John Wick from the movie.
Not the movie. Because that would be pretty
RPG creator.
The RPG. Yes. Gotcha. And this is a hardback, obviously, a ton of pages. It's an RPG, so number of players can vary. Yeah. Time can also vary.
Yeah, it's an RPG.
It's an RPG. It's a core rulebook. So
price for this one is $59.99.
Very cool.
And it's brand new in stores right now.
And this is the second edition.
Second edition, yes.
So that's why it's brand new. So go check that out. I'm AdamHarry from Bell Souls.
I'm Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Tabletop Spotlight brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.